them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got a lot to talk about. We got the SummerGameFest that just wrapped up, so we decided to push it back a little bit so we can cover that too. So we're going to be talking about the stuff that was announced there, and, you know, anything else that we saw interesting happening during the last couple of weeks. So, before we get started, as always, Jalen and Josh, how you guys doing? What y'all been playing? What y'all been up to? How's life going? We had some pretty interesting events, whether you want to share or not, but there were some interesting events that occurred. More personal than actual gaming-wise, but, yeah. Tell us what y'all been up to, what y'all been doing.
Yeah, I've been doing good. Not as much going on with me as it is Jalen. It's just been hot. It's real hot out here in Japan. It's very humid weather as well, so you sweat and with them being like outside for 2 minutes. So I've been in this hot house playing Street Fighter, and it's been a lot of fun. Street Fighter 6 dropped. And I was like on the fence about it because like I like fighting games, but I don't really commit that much time to them. Mm-hmm. But this one, so far at least, it feels like a well-rounded package that I feel okay spending my time with it. So I've been playing the single player a lot. It's been a lot of fun. But then sometimes, you know, I only got like 30 minutes, whatever. I'll just hop on and go to the training mode and do stuff like that. I haven't been online as much just because like I feel like I want to learn more before I start putting a lot of time into it. But the other day, well, I know Deontay probably got like 500 matches.
I got online. Some matches now. I got like
yeah. I was playing a little bit online yesterday when I was talking to Jalen, and how to put it, because I bought a fight stick. And I like playing with the fight stick. Like I feel more accurate with my inputs.
Right.
But at the same time, since this game is so fun and online is competitive, I waste the whole day being online. But like yesterday, my hands was hurting playing on the fight stick, and the room was hot, and I was sweating. I was like, I just played 5 matches, and I'm sweating. And so it's gonna be a problem.
Hey man, they do make your palms sweaty for sure. You be over there, bug. You be trying to read your inputs, trying to make sure you hit your. It's kind of like playing Smash, but at the same time, now that they got modern controls, because it feels like you can now parry like I feel comfortable now I can counter a lot of things. So now I am actually just looking for it and not trying to just simply hold a combo. I'm actually looking for the calls and the tails and trying to get those inputs right and get my timing down for reactions versus let me learn how to do the combos first, and then so it is allowing me to elevate above the curve quickly, but it does make you sit there and really focus. Like it's
between modern controls and like the parry system and things like that, I feel like the game is just a lot more readable than other fighting games.
Yeah.
Like even with like Dragon Ball Fighters, like the game was so fast, like you had to like predict what your opponent was doing, but like it was very hard to like actually see it and then react to it. Where Street Fighter, it's very, I guess, smooth. Like the game is fast, but you still have enough time to see the move and then react to it once you actually know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6, and we'll probably talk about that some more as we get into, like, our review of it. But anything else you've been playing? Anything other than Street Fighter, or is it?
No, that's it. The single player it's been a lot more fun than I thought, like, just going around and meeting all the different characters, and, like, I'm only sticking with one character playstyle, which is Chun-Li, but, like, I kind of want to branch out a little bit, like, Marissa seems really good, and like, it's a lot of unique play styles. So I think once I finish the single player a bit, then I'll start to go and like max out the other characters and see what they play like.
Okay. Yeah.
Fighting game, boy, all that swing.
Fighting games, but
Yeah.
also I think the like, and we, like I said, we had talked about it. I don't want to kind of start Street Fighter right now. So, Jalen, anything you've been playing, anything you want to update the people on, or things like that? This is your go.
Should I tell him?
I mean, you can start off something a little bit more nice. You've been playing Elden Ring, and we're at Millennia, right?
There already know something else coming at this point, and that's not good either because that's a whole time sink.
I wish I could have said we beat her, but we haven't yet, which is hilarious. But we haven't had enough time like dedicated to it yet, anyway. So,
I'm an optimistic person, so don't take this the wrong way. Somebody done boofed my car after a good trip in DC, so that boy cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
By boof, he means someone has hit their car and totaled it. Just in case you need that Urban Dictionary interpretation.
So I ain't got no car.
Yeah.
I ain't got no money. Not just like nah, I'm cool. But yeah, somebody hit my car. What they say, I'm blessed and highly favored because I'm unscathed. Yeah. So I'm good. I had that Havel armor on when I was driving. But yeah, so I just been chilling, man. And then the other arrow that I was taking is I can't beat Millennia. I probably shouldn't be fighting her anyway, for real. I'm not like a soul-born professionalist like I used to be. I just play the game super casually now, and so she been scraping me. I'm at 110. I ain't been leveling up and don't got a bunch of items and stuff like that. I'm just winging it. So
you're not a soul professional, but beat every game.
Man, that's the old days, man. I didn't know I was playing Dark Souls All Stars. So
yeah, I mean the main thing is you know her patterns, and we was doing good, but we kind of like flew through the game pretty fast, and it's a lot of prep you got to do to actually, get to her level.
Yeah,
because she got a lot of easy ways to like kill you, so you just got to prep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I kind of dedicated my time to, but I was just trying to be the strongest I could be as always in those types of games, so I can run around and just kill everything. So, me going around getting a mimic, doing all those extra things just so I can fight every boss that I wanted to and win was helpful. But, I mean, it's probably more of a challenge for you right now simply because of how you're playing and how we were kind of just getting you through the game and not really having you explore too much. But at the same time, I think, what level are you? Like 105? Or something like that? 110.
110.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
man, it's beatable, man. I just been playing a game on some trash and just playing it super casually because I understand it's a time sink or whatever. But other than that, I mean, aside from playing Elden Ring, I haven't really been playing much or whatever. I'm waiting for this Final Fantasy 16, man. 16.
And that recently shown off again Rebirth, but
I'm gonna get rid of all my games or all my Switch games. Boys gonna go bye. And they don't got Mario on the they don't got it on GameStop trading list of Mario 3D All Stars.
They don't?
The limited edition one. They took it off of there, bro. I got to see what's going on with that. So, but yeah, but other than that, man, life good. Blessed and highly favored. Just living my day by day, and I'm finna start building these Legos. So,
gotcha. I forgot about your Lego set.
Man, I ain't touching them after spending all that money on them. just doing stuff. Just doing stuff, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so that's pretty much what Josh been doing. I've been playing Street Fighter 6 a lot. I quite enjoy it, and just having fun, getting used to and familiar with characters, and getting back into that type of game. I've always been a huge fighter games. I was always huge in fighter games, but I always had a real big attachment to Street Fighter, simply because that was all me and my brothers and the people around the neighborhood used to come over and play, and we would all just try to get better than one another. So that was always one of those games that was going to catch my attention, and I'm glad to report, that they did a good job. But we're gonna speak on that a little bit later. But outside of that, really, I've been trying to find a van. I think I told y'all that last time. Still trying to find a minivan. Not ashamed. I still want to get one of those and actually get on the road with a minivan, get the kids out, do something, and enjoy some fun times, and have the ability to have enough space to fit all their crap. But yeah, I've been doing that and working and just playing Street Fighter. I haven't played any of, which I'm mad now because I could have waited on Jedi Survivor. I haven't played that game since, and I'm kind of annoyed I bought it. And then I was really annoyed when I went back and looked, and I saw Elden Ring was $30, and I paid $44.99 for that mug. I was like, come on now, I could have saved that little 15 ball, but I think we played it a lot, so I'm okay with that. And plus, whenever this DLC is supposed to drop, I was gonna get that anyway. So
you could have waited for a flash sale at that point. Not just one.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have been able to play. Yeah. So, but I ain't been really playing much outside of, Zelda. I kind of fell off of that when Street Fighter came through. I was like, I was playing it for a little bit. Honestly, I'm okay with waiting on Zelda, to be honest. It's one of those games where I don't need to actually beat it. I just needed to experience a lot of it, and I think I experienced it enough right now to cleanse my palate of that game until I'm ready to go back and really deep dive into it. I don't feel like they're going to be doing much more unique things. They might do a lot of more unique things, but I'm going to take my time exploring and really getting through that game because it's big anyway. So I'm quite enjoying that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Awesome. It's time.
I feeling that same way.
Yeah, you were? Yeah.
Yeah, it was out. I was just playing. I'm like, all right, this cool and stuff. But, I'm like, I like the game. But like you said, it ain't the...
Yeah.
It's cool. Like you say, you just got to take your time and really be ready to not be distracted and stuff. So.
Yeah. And honestly, it's one of those games I just play I play music over it because ain't nobody talking really. So it's like I just play music or chill while I'm sitting down and just run through a dungeon real quick or run through a little trial and just go back to playing it later. I don't really need to continuously play it because, again, it's one of those games that I feel like I've seen so much of it, or at least a decent amount of it, that I know what I'm going to be expecting, but it's now to kind of explore and really play around with the physics of the world. That's really now the more joy I'm going to get out of it. It's just kind of playing around with what I can do, what I can build, and how I can get past puzzles the non-right way, because that's more enjoyable for me, just breaking the game. So I like that part. But yeah, let's get into some new stuff. We got some really good... I mean, the Game Fest was not that long, and I mean... Depending on who you ask, it's probably not the best Game Fest or Summer Game Fest that I've seen, but it's decent. And it wasn't like I was expecting much from them anyway. It's not E3, so I wasn't expecting much. And we already still have those separated conferences. I was just expecting, Jeff to do his Jeff thing, which he did, and kind of had some cool things that he was kind of holding, and we was able to get to see from there. But I'm trying to figure out which one was the biggest. I'm going to say the biggest thing that came out of the Game Fest was honestly Spider-Man 2's release date. I ain't going to lie. But to the masses. May not be for everybody, but the vast majority probably got more enjoyment out of seeing when Spider-Man was going to hit the shelves because everybody was tired of seeing fall 2023. So the game is coming out October 20th of 2023. What's interesting is that, what was the game? Oh, Alan Wake 2 is coming out October 17th. Obviously, Spider-Man is going to be bigger than Alan Wake, so I'm just a little worried about them coming out on that Tuesday. And October 20th, I think, is a Friday, which I'm so tired of Sony doing Friday releases. But yeah.
And I feel like, so the first Alan Wake probably, people liked it, but I don't know how well it sold. I think Control did pretty well, but for this to be like the sequel that's taking so long, I want it to do well, so hopefully they can move that date.
Yeah.
We never see games come out earlier, so I mean, push it back a little bit because another huge single player game that people are going to be playing for weeks is Spider-Man, and I don't want to get Alan Wake to get washed away.
No, because it
Because it
actually
looks really good.
really
actually.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good. So I don't want that to happen. So that's why I was kind of mentioning that that Alan Wake situation, because maybe they were waiting on Sony to kind of announce. Maybe they will push it back. That would be my move. Honestly, I'm not going to be dropping with Drake. Period. So yeah, I would move it back because I wanted to kind of thrive. Honestly, I would probably pick up. I'd probably pick up Spider-Man 2 simply because of storytelling. I'm kind of interested in the story. I'm not really interested in anything else, to be honest. But I would probably still pick up Spider-Man 2, but I would probably enjoy Alan Wake 2 more. So, yeah. Hopefully they move it back and they give it enough time to breathe. We don't want a Titanfall 2 situation. We definitely don't want a Horizon situation. So, speaking of Horizon, I never beat the DLC. I gotta play that, bro. I 100% now everything around it, and then now I need to beat the DLC. So that's another thing I gotta do. Jeez. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I saw. What was one was the more, if you got a list, Josh, what was one of the things that you saw? I think I know what Jalen's might be, but we'll see. What was the biggest thing you saw that was like got you excited or was intriguing? I think you missed Alan Wake, but maybe something else.
Yeah, Alan Wake just looks really good because I like Control's story and they do story pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And the gameplay of this looks really good because it's more survival horror like Resident Evil 4, but it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't look as super so placed, like you got to dodge and stuff like that. So could be good. I guess the most exciting thing, which is it's not really that exciting, but I know I'm looking forward to that game, which is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
The trailer, didn't actually show too much, just little clips of them walking around, so like that, some story cutscenes. But the game is pretty soon, like 6-7 months away. So, well, it might not be January, but it's like early next year, so it's not that far away. But it looks good, and I want to see what they do to continue the story. They were talking about a lot of, time stuff in the trailer, so don't know what they're going to change. Other than that, I thought it was going to be Mortal Kombat, but I feel like since I've been playing the Street Fighter so recently, that the gameplay of Mortal Kombat I'm more like not that into. Like it's always fun. Like I play Mortal Kombat for the story, but the gameplay is never like really hit it for me where I like enjoy playing online with that game. So I don't know, but the graphics look good. All the characters, like they change, like they're like kind of like backstory. Like Ed Boon said that Scorpion and Sub-Zero are brothers now instead of being like from different like clans or whatever. They're actually brothers. So there'll be some interesting story changes, but I guess you just gotta wait and see, and hopefully it's good.
I was wondering what happened at the end when he came out and his like support character. I was like, what the heck, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but that makes a lot more sense. Honestly, yeah, because I wasn't able to listen in much. I was just watching as things were coming up. But that is interesting that they're actually going to change some story elements and things like that. So, but
yeah, they changed the backstories too. Like Raiden is no longer a white man.
Really?
And yeah,
I mean that makes sense because every other character ain't white. But it's like. But yeah, that makes sense. But that's interesting. I didn't know that either. I mean, I saw him, but honestly, I didn't even pick up on his like because he always got that hat on with that little suit, and it's like you only can see his face.
I do have one criticism from that trailer, and it's based on that. Is that a lot of people look very similar,
Yeah, they
in
do.
in their art style, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because like nobody got beards. They all like face shaven. They all like not white
They're
and
supposed to
Asian, but
look
they all like
young.
very light skin with short hair and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So hopefully, once they well, because like they show what's the blind guy named Kenshi?
Yeah.
They showed Kenshi in the trailer. He looked just like a normal dude. Like I didn't even know who it was, but he was doing like his magic stuff. But when you actually see him in his normal costume, it looks like Kenshi. So hopefully, once they got on their costumes, they all look very different. But when they just in normal clothes, they all look the same.
No, I agree with that. It was very much so me watching to see what the moves were to know who it was sometimes. Because I was like, wait, is that Liu Kang or who's that? I was literally looking at it like that. But yeah, I mean, I thought the production value on the story is probably going to be significantly higher. I think there isn't much they can do to the core gameplay to make me as intrigued as maybe like a Street Fighter, because Street Fighter always has a different system, and sometimes does so does Mortal Kombat, but it's like very similar in that way, like the break and all that stuff. So it always feels familiar to me when I play it, and I always know. But same thing with Street Fighter, but Street Fighter always has like a different type of setup or matchup, and everybody hated the 1 from 5, but people love 6, so that's good. It's those types of things. But I really liked it, the art style. I really liked the lighting of it. I really liked it, the gore, and I think it's gonna be a good time. I just want to know more about like how they plan on transitioning through that story and stuff like that, because it seems like we're going to be playing with everybody again. It's going to be going through those paces where you switch off. I just want to know, like, because it really looked like they're just going to be exploring the real world, and I don't want it to turn into looking like Def Jam Fight for New York or something. I really still wanted to have that, that whole bigger than life, unique style to it than just having everything look like it is based in a true reality, because then it takes out the fantasy. That's how it felt when it was in suits fighting. I was like, what is this right now? So I had a mixed reaction, but I still overall enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they're gonna implement they call them cameo characters into the story. So like people who not gonna be on the main roster, but they can be of assist. Are they still gonna be like in the story? Because they show like Sonya and Kano. So are they gonna be like main characters in the story, or are they just like side characters?
Yeah. And I think that definitely showing off like the Netherrealm and stuff like that would have been beneficial. I think we saw a snippet of it, maybe. I don't remember. But
a little bit when they show Goro, but it was mostly like
like
the
the actual stages,
stuff.
like seeing them fight on the stage and seeing it in Netherrealm would probably been a much better situation than kind of having those like regal bar locations, business towers, and then having like the old the Zen trees and like going to the monks area or whatever when they were fighting and training. So it just making sure we have very distinct style of locations and not it all being based in the real world. So that's what I'm looking for. But overall, Mortal Kombat never disappoints in the story, and Karina always loves to watch me play them. So I'm probably still going to buy it just because of the story. So that is so crazy now to think about, like how a fighting game has transformed itself into being sometimes more popular, or at least in my opinion, more popular sometimes with story versus actually the fighting. But it feels that way to me sometimes, at least because they had the DLC Aftermath, and everybody was saying, "Hey, you got to go play that too." So there's like literally, story based things that are making people play a fighting game. So it's interesting. So yeah, that was one of those things for sure. Mortal Kombat 1 is definitely exciting, but I think we got one for Jalen. I don't know if he's seen the trailer for it, but it was your boy, your Blue Hedgehog is back. He's in a new game called Sonic Superstars, It's basically another 2D
Yeah.
platformer, but it's
They,
like updated graphics.
they want cop. They want cop.
It's $60.
Nice.
I was like, dang, it's $60 for a 2D.
Oh, it's 60?
Yeah, it's 60.
That game looked like it's $40, bro.
They said it was 70. They said it was 70. Best Buy put it up for 70, but they corrected and said it's a $60 game. I was like, $60 for a 2D platformer? I said, y'all better be doing something real special for this. But
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, but at least it's the first time they kind of went back to form like that with like updated graphics and stuff. At least from my understanding. I know there was like Generations, but it was like a little bit of a mix. This is like straight 2D platformer. Well, 2D.
Yeah, it's the I guess newest design since Generations, because like the Generations design was from. It's been around for a while, and like I don't really like the Generation style, but some people got used to it. But this looks more like cartoonish, I guess. So
yeah.
I mean, the trailer looked good, and it got multiple characters. I don't know what they're gonna do to justify the $60 price. Like, hopefully, it's not a 3-hour game like most Sonic games. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, like
it's
Sonic
just about
Mania
itself.
was one of my favorite Sonic games. That was like $15, $20, and you probably get it on sale for $5 now.
Yep.
But Sonic Mania usually Sonic games usually got like 7 or 8 zones. But
Yeah.
Sonic Mania felt like they had more than that. Like Sonic Mania felt like kind of long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was like a kind of like compilation, so it had like extra stuff in it than what you would get normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sonic Mania was cool. But this game got to do more than that. So, but I don't know how I felt, like I said, about the graphics and stuff. 'Cause like I said, like Generations, and I ain't care too much for Generations 2D Sonic. I just like the 3D aspect.
How I feel that y'all eating right now. Y'all had Sonic Frontiers. Now y'all got Sonic. How you feeling, G? How you feeling?
And they need some DLC for Sonic Frontiers. I'm ready to pick it back up.
You still got it, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was
That
playing
game ain't
on
going
the
nowhere.
PC. Yeah, I was playing on the PC not too long ago, like a couple of days ago, but I was just testing it out to make sure all the popping and all the mods I put on was still good. And it was. But yeah, another game I just haven't beaten. Added to the roster. And I need to stop buying games, G. But yeah, that was a fun surprise, at least, for sure. What else? Final Fantasy VII. Square Enix really know what they doing, don't they? They so annoying.
Man, they going off with that.
They going off with that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, dude. I was looking at that like, dang, this look like a whole movie. It look like
What
was that?
They're showing you good cutscenes.
Kingsglaive. Yeah.
Man, that game ain't finna look like that, bro. I already know.
The game looked good. They had like in-game cutscenes already playing, and it looked really good. Like they were really better models than previously. At least that's what I got. What about you, Josh? Did you think the models looked better?
I didn't get to see the like full like 4K trailer.
Okay.
I watched the stream version, but yeah, it looked good. The environments are a lot bigger. The original game was pretty. Well, not original, but Final Fantasy VII was pretty linear. So these open world levels look pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I'm interested for sure, and I'm kind of glad you guys got me to play that game, because I sure wasn't until they.
Yeah, I will say they added it to the DLC, which I haven't actually finished, but team attacks seem like one of the more interesting things about the combat.
Yeah.
Because I like the combat a lot, but once you like spend so much time with it, it doesn't get, I won't say get old because it's still good. But since your team is just like so not related to each other, them adding team attacks is going to add more depth to the combat.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, and they also adding additional characters. Unless I'm tripping, we wasn't able to play with some of those individuals before, right? Or because the way it made it look like we was now Well, never mind. I'm mistaken. I
Well,
was thinking of different
yeah,
game.
Yuffie was from the DLC. Now she a part of the main team, the Ninja Girl. And then, my bad, Red 13, the
The
tiger thing,
yeah.
is now in the party where he was just like in the cutscenes, but now he's in the party.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was thinking of it wrong. I was thinking that you couldn't play with them at all, but you can. I was thinking about a totally different game. So yeah, I actually, I'm interested. My interest is peaked. Look like it's very. They're getting the gang back together. Looks cool. I'm ready to get more of the story. I did my time with Crisis Core. I deserve a medal for that, to be honest. But yeah, I'm ready to get into it and play some more. Probably still gonna have to watch a recap.
We ain't gotta talk about it a lot, but I will say I think hopefully your homework time with Crisis Core will be worth it because they did show some stuff in the trailer that's directly related to like the ending of the Crisis Core.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
hopefully it like brings it all together. Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. I'm like, they're gonna redo some stuff. They're gonna try to tie it in. I don't gotta feel like my time was wasted because that's when, as soon as I saw that part, I was like, what? Wait, hold up. So, and then I was talking. And then when he was actually talking about, being there, and she was like, what was he doing, and stuff like that. So, I'm feeling more confident that my time was not wasted, at least. Which I wouldn't expect them to do that, but you never know.
How you feel about those two discs?
I hate games with 2 discs. I really don't get it. I'd rather just download it. I don't want to play a game and I have to sit there and now it's time for disc 2. It just tells me that I don't know if they're trying to do it. I mean, if it's a way for them to actually put the whole game on the discs and let people be able to not have to download anything, that's fine with me, and just download the patch.
Yeah.
It tells me that they care about game preservation. So
That it's just.
Yeah.
I think it's good and bad. It's good that everybody got the physical product and you got to download it.
Yeah.
But also like if games like Spiderman and Horizon like don't have 2 discs, why do you have 2 discs?
Because they want it to be cool. They probably don't even need it. They probably just wanted to be cool and be like, oh, we got it on everything right here, and that's why I say if it's more geared towards them game preservation and like having the full game ship so that you can play it start to finish without having to touch the internet, that's cool. But if they're literally doing that simply because they usually do 2 disc games, like, and that's the nostalgia of having the Final Fantasy 7, then that's annoying. So,
now what you mean? They don't have some VR missions on the other disc.
Whatever it is, it's gonna be annoying.
No, they got a raw 8K cutscenes on those discs. That's why.
It's kind of just like
BGM mode.
Red Dead Redemption did it, but they just did an install disc. So it doesn't really necessarily need to have you played on both. You can literally install with one and play the game on the other and just have the whole game. But they did it for a reason. I think this is more so them to feel that goal of feeling like they make a super large game and it's so big and dramatic and that everybody
get your $70 worth.
Time. Yeah, it's $70.
Oh, I don't know. Well, it was $70 when they released the DLC on PS5.
I know.
Final Fantasy 7R Integrate.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was them saying that they're doing $70.
If they do $70 and they don't even add some DLC to it, that's weird. I think I think it's $60, but okay, that might be another slight.
Isn't Final Fantasy 16 $60? I mean $70.
I didn't think so, but that's different too. Final Fantasy 16 is not a remake, and it didn't have an established game before that. But yeah, it is literally $69.99.
Yeah.
What a joke. And then everybody always does this. They'd be like this for like a week, and then somebody would give it a $10 discount. So I'm probably not gonna buy this day one then, just for that. I don't really care to play it like that because Final Fantasy 16, I don't have any backstory to it, so I don't really care to like start it immediately. But because I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy, because I know Final Fantasy 7 story now, I'm probably going to want to play Final Fantasy 7 first. So this game here has just went to a cop immediately to wait for a $10 discount. Because I refuse. I'm done with that. It's stupid to me. And I think everybody should go back to $69 and $60, but I mean it's not gonna happen. But I got Jedi Survivor for 60. They just waiting a couple of days, and I'll do the same thing for this one. So yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Charge your money, buddy. You ain't getting it from me. What else? But that was pretty much the biggest things that happened. There was plenty of other stuff that happened, but we don't have to kind of go into every detail. Anything else that kind of really stuck out to you, Josh, from the Game Fest? I'm trying to find a quick read.
Yeah, there was one game that I know people are going to be mixed on and not like, but the gameplay looked good at least. That was the Prince of Persia 2D game. Yeah, and like it looks combat focused, you know, something like you would get with like a Hollow Knight or something like that. So it looked good at least. Hopefully they price it right. I'm not buying that game for $60. If it's like 20, 30, I might check it out. But yeah, it looked pretty good. And hopefully they keep making more Prince of Persia games. It's just with that remake people not being happy with that remake gameplay and it like kind of being canceled. I know people not gonna want like this 2D game now.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be Prince of Persia. I didn't know what I was looking at, to be honest. But I mean, you know, Prince of Persia was always a cool game to me. I don't think that this would be something that I'll be picking up day one simply because that's not the 3D. I like the 3D ones more. I've never been like a real 2D fan anyway, but 2D looks cool. It looked like it was interesting enough, and I mean, hopefully it actually lands well because Ubisoft definitely needs a win. Sandland, Jalen, dude from creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama.
Toriyama.
Yeah, he made a manga in 2000 called.
Man, I'm finna get that too. As long as ain't Namco Bandai making it though.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because if they is, that game finna stay right there.
Who's making this game? I don't know. Who is making it? It says Bandai Namco.
It is Bamco. Yes, Bamco.
Yeah, man, I don't know about that.
Bando Man. They got the Bando.
That game might have to sit there.
It looked interesting.
And these dudes look like somebody from the Galactic Prisoner Arc. But yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta say it.
You know anything about Sandland?
Nope. I just seen it had Toriyama, and I'm like, all right.
That's all it need. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah,
it looked cool though. It looked interesting. It looked like you're gonna be like actually going around like a large area and just, you know, battling. It looks cool because it got like a lot of elements of games that I enjoy, like a Borderlands-esque style. It has like Dragon Ball Z combat looking, and then it got like tank gunplay and all types of interesting stuff. So it might land well, but we'll see.
We'll wait for your review, Jalen.
Yeah, we'll wait for your review, Jalen.
I'm waiting for an IGN review. They got a good 6 or 7 for that game. It's like, it's Namco Bandai. What you want? Next thing you know, they're gonna have Storm gameplay in there.
I mean, do Bandai Namco games ever get higher than a 7?
Ain't
Other than like the Souls games, but they didn't make them; they just publish it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. I don't know what Lost Odyssey or whatever that game called. Is it Lost Odyssey, Deontay, One Piece?
Yeah, it's. You said say that again.
What's that One Piece game that was equivalent to Kakarot? Yeah, Odyssey, man. It's 7s, bro. Kakarot 7, Odyssey 7.
Yeah,
Namco Bandai 7.
seven
So we'll see,
sevens.
man.
But I mean, I think that one looks a little more interesting because it's a totally different world, and I don't know nothing about it. So I would probably I'd be more interested in that because it's just all based off of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least it's
it's not
not like
retelling a story.
Yeah,
retelling the story. Because I hate those games where we gonna retell the Frieza arc and then throw in like 2 hours of like an extra arc where like
yeah,
Frieza got an extra super form that he never had before.
yeah. And if he
Yeah,
can,
for
if he obviously can make good mangas, I would expect him to be having a good story there. That's totally different, and may have some like caricatures of another character or story. But at least the story in the world is different enough for me to get engulfed in that. Like I'm not gonna go play Dragon Quest simply because I feel like it's the same thing. So I'd rather play Sandland. So we'll see. Um, that's about it though. It was not much else. Unfortunately, Crash Team Rumble takes another L because they're trying to sell you the battle pass without giving you an actual look at gameplay and how it works. So I don't know what's going over there at the Crash Team, but they taking some. They taking some.
y'all not
leaks.
supporting them.
What you
Not
mean?
just for. No, they is trash though.
I don't know what they doing, but yeah, that ain't it. Path of Exile 2 looked good. I really want to buy Diablo, but I know I'm not gonna play it, so I'm holding off until I don't know when. Cause I feel like I got way too much games going on, and if I buy Diablo,
Yeah.
it's just not gonna get played, and I'm gonna feel bad for spending.
And it's a time sink,
Yeah,
and they got good microtransactions for you, so might as well wait for a sale.
Yep. So, yeah, that's the kind of take. But when we get into that, I do want to. Oh yeah, because I wanted to transition into that before we go back to Fortnite. Diablo 4, fastest selling Blizzard game ever. Let that sizzle in your spirit. What does that tell us? So I put up a video the other day, and I was kind of talking about this, and I was mentioning what humans hold true to value. Like, what do they hold dear to their heart? They can claim they value responsibility and morals and all that good jazz, right? But every time we have been proven, time and time again, that as long as you can make a good product, nobody cares what you do. Chick-fil-A. They got them sandwiches, G. Even our LGBTQ community go eat there. But you know that they are very much so against a lot of those things and practices. They're very conservative. But you still eat them Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and they still do good numbers, and they don't even open on Sundays, because that's Lord's Day. I don't care what you do. I don't care where it is. As long as you make a great product, nobody cares. So,
Yeah.
I feel like this can go. I mean, this is what happened with Diablo 4. There's plenty of things. I mean, same thing kind of happened with Hogwarts Legacy. The game was good enough to the point where it overshadowed the points that people were making about not supporting it. Just like Diablo 4, the microtransactions, the Diablo Immortal launch, the bad work environment, the harassment, the lawsuits, all of that, still it becomes the fastest selling Blizzard game ever. So yeah, it just tells me as long as you make a good product, I think you can win over anybody. Michael Jordan, who doesn't matter what he does, doesn't matter if he had a gambling addiction, doesn't matter if everybody want to be like Mike, everybody want to buy shoes. I mean, Republicans buy sneakers too. So I think that is common, and I feel like this council culture is not real. It's more so we can embody a persona and allow us to attack you in a certain way. But as long as you are in your craft actually good, I don't think there's much you can do. So
Yeah, people will get individuals like canceled, but like when it comes to businesses and like capitalism, that stuff doesn't really matter. Because no matter what, no matter what Disney do, everybody is going to go see the next Disney movie. And it might not be their best selling Disney movie ever, but those seats going to be filled and they're going to make their money back. Yeah. And same thing with video games, and especially Blizzard. Like, businesses don't care about like social issues, No. And most of the time they're against them, but they're using your, emotions or feelings, whatever, to get goodwill for them. So every time Overwatch comes out and they got a new character that's gay, like last week they said Pharah's gay and Baptiste is bi. But the only reason they're doing that stuff is to get people's attention and goodwill towards them, because they also every day got new lawsuits about harassment and other stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the head of Blizzard, Bobby Kotick, he probably don't even like gay people. Yeah. So the head of these CEOs of these companies, like Blizzard CEO, they don't care about you or your issues. So I would say don't attach that too much to it, because that's the whole part of capitalism, which is finding ways to get people to spend money regardless of what's going on. Like, they want your product, and no matter how bad you are, their desire for their product should supersede that. And Diablo is a good example of that. The game is good, and if you like it, you should buy it. But at the same time, there's not much you can do as far as like protesting, because they're gonna make money anyways.
Yep. And that's what's crazy. I was thinking about that, and I was like, as I was talking through it, I was like, yeah, there's been plenty of examples that, you really can't cancel these types of large corporations. There isn't truly a change. Even if you're slighted from Diablo 3 to Diablo 4, you slighted from Diablo Immortal to Diablo 4, I feel like whatever that, it gets erased. There's plenty of Red Dead Redemption 2 stories about how the crunch and everything was pretty bad. But that game went on to sell, and it did very well. Same thing with GTA 5. What it pushes, the content behind it, and regardless, it's still one of the best selling games out there. So it's just these types of things that pop up. I'm starting to realize that media is nothing but attention seeking, but it really doesn't add value to me, because at the end of the day, a lot of stuff has stayed the same. Now, there is parts of the world that have changed, and so there's like some to things to look forward to. But when it truly comes down to someone else's desire over your well-being or your beliefs, it really gets thrown to the wayside. It really does. And that's just for all because of the mighty dollar. So that's kind of what I was taking from it. I was like, yeah, I never had any issue playing Diablo 4 or purchasing it. It was just more so about the amount of people I was seeing on the internet and talking about they were going to skip it, and maybe they still stuck to those same values. I don't want to hate on anybody that has chosen to go down that path and stuck with it. And I don't want to hate on anybody that has went down that path and chose to switch. And I definitely don't want to hate on anyone that just wanted to play the game in general. So I'm just saying that make sure you level set and make sure that everything and everyone isn't perfect. And sometimes there is that. I guess how I kind of explained it was that everybody deserves a second chance, and if you don't believe they deserve a second chance, or if you don't believe they deserve that grace, it's not really up to you to provide it anyway. It's really up to the individuals around it who want to support it. It's really just from there. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things. Activisions are extremely worse, but there is still someone out there in their camp that is willing to champion him. As much as R. Kelly has done bad, there's still someone out there that's willing to champion him. So it's just like those types of things. People is a lot easier, but companies, they ain't going nowhere. So just get used to it. But yeah, it's just very interesting. I think every time those things happen, it just ends up backfiring, and someone ends up selling the best-selling game out there, like Hogwarts, best-selling game ever, or at least this year yet. I believe that was the best-selling game. So it's tough, man. It's tough, especially being in this type of environment where a lot of stuff is just online all the time. It's interesting. But yeah, Diablo 4 is doing well. And I'm kind of, hoping that they bounce off of this and start making other good games that I'm interested in too. Because Blizzard used to be a very popular and very well-renowned studio, and now they kind of have taken a lot of bruises. Not enough, obviously, because it's still got the number one. Still got one of their best-selling games coming out this year. But there's plenty of other things that kind of show that they have been a little tainted in the light of the eyes of the people. But I think as long as that mighty dollar is there, I don't think pretty much anything's going to change. That's why we still got no cross-play in Apex, because that dollar's still there. So, yeah, interesting. Anything to add to that, Jalen?
No, I ain't got nothing to add.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into Fortnite, Josh. What's your I know that they just recently announced it, and I think I was trying to look up like what they actually were talking about, because honestly I didn't know. So I might pull up the patch notes, but give us a little rundown of this trailer and what it showed for you.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they actually did the full patch notes yet, because this kind of like the teaser before they actually do like the full like gameplay trailer later this week or something. Basically a new season of Fortnite. The last season was like a cyberpunk themed season, and I thought it was a lot of fun. They added like a lot of more perks that you can get, and a lot of them are really good, like regenerating health while you are grinding on rails and stuff like that. So anyways, the season is ending, and the next season is it's going from cyberpunk to like a jungle themed season. Hopefully it's good, because I don't really like the jungle areas in Fortnite, but they're adding, since it's not like a sci-fi area, you can grind on vines. Like if you watch Tarzan, he grind on vines. That seems to be something new that they're adding, so that should make the movement pretty fun. They added Optimus Prime because it's a new Transformers movie coming out, so he's their crossover character. We're gonna have more perks. They're supposed to release the first person mode like last season. Like there's some weapons that have it, but people are saying that maybe this is the season to actually drop the full first person mode if you prefer it, but we'll wait and see. But the only other big thing is that they're pushing out a big update for the Unreal Engine Fortnite editor, which is because before in Fortnite you can just use the tools in Fortnite to make a map, kind of like Forge and Halo, but now they're integrating it directly with Unreal Engine, where you can kind of make custom stuff and implement it directly into Fortnite. So the people that do that, there's a partner program that you can get paid. So hopefully that will build them like more really good community maps, and people can make money off that. So it will keep the community going. But other than that, it was just a teaser. I think next week the season starts, so we probably get like a full gameplay trailer where they're showing off the new perks and abilities. The biggest thing for me is like over the last 2-3 seasons, Fortnite has added a whole bunch of mobility and a whole bunch of really cool weapons, like swords that you can dash, and then they have lightsabers where you can pick up rocks and throw them at people. So it's just become really fun.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, um, our resident Fortnite guy, is always appreciative when you come on and talk about Fortnite and the special things that's going on. And like I said, I always give him his props. But again, didn't touch the last one, and hopefully,
Yeah, y'all gotta hop in sometime. I know
yeah.
Jalen, you miss Goku Black, but he'll come back.
They got him in there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Dang, I would have bought that
yeah,
one.
Goku Black. He was only there for like a few days, but I didn't buy him, but I did buy his like energy scythe.
Uh,
That's his little thing that he got.
Dang. Yeah. No, Fortnite is the king of crossovers, so we still enjoy it. I just, yeah, they do so much, and it's so interesting that actually, you know what? I think it's becomes to the point where now it's just fun, and it's not really competitive at all to me. It's like more so just a fun game to run around and
Yeah,
play around.
they added a rank mode, but I never play ranked. Like I'm just playing it to
Yeah,
yeah, because it's fun.
yeah. Okay, well, appreciate the update there. And the last thing we was going to talk about was Street Fighter 6 and just kind of getting in our final thoughts on that and what we value truly from the game. So, and I can go first on like the things that I want to break down, and I kind of would break it down between the three categories of World Tour, Battle Hub, and then our Battlegrounds. So World Tour to me is just fun and interesting to play simply because it's like a unique experience for a Street Fighter game where you just run around and you upgrade your character and allow him to kind of take moves from and study under people and explore a world of Street Fighter. Like we never had to been able to experience that, and it's a large map, so it just gives you this sense of additional things. But the coolest part about that is once you get done in World Tour, you could take whatever your character either looks like or plays like into the Battle Hub, and you can go into the middle and play with your created characters. But not only can you do that, but people have made some pure monstrosities through this created character thing. And it's fun to just go in there and look at what people are doing. It's hilarious to me. But I think what they nailed really well was the continuity, the connectivity for being able to move through modes as quickly as possible. The continuity of having an identifiable character or the identity of that character and bringing it into that battle space where you run around and you can hang out with friends and do stuff, because it just gives you incentive to want to go in, unlock clothes, characterize your character, show them off in that world as you fight friends or people that's on that server. So it's the continuing space that really brings it all together for me. It feels like everything has a purpose and nothing feels like it's worthless. Even when you're trying to just get more of the custom costumes or the second outfits, you can do some of that stuff within the World Tour mode. So in the Battle Hub. So it's just cool that way. I mean, I really enjoy how they have implemented their systems. Nothing feels cheap. Nothing feels like stupid and could be done better. They have a really cool creator room. They have a really cool way of just connecting with your friends instantly. They have a really cool way of dealing with wanting to train while you're still readying up for stuff. Cool way to swap out what characters you want. Like everything just feels right. It feels like, okay, this is smart. This is smart. This is a smart decision. This is a smart decision. And nothing that really feels like it was just broken. And the training mode can be great. But then that icing on the cake, which I leave after Josh, you tell your story, your side of it. What's some of the things that you really like about Street Fighter?
Yeah, so The overall package feels very well done because like we play a lot, we try a lot of fighting games, and we always run into issues with like actually getting in a match with your friend. Like, how do I get into a lobby with my friend?
Yeah.
And like, and this game it is very good. There are some things that can be improved, but it's very good. Where it's like I go to my friends list, I see Deontay online, and like, okay, he's playing in the battle hub, so I can go to the battle hub and click on the room he in, and then we in the match. Or when we was trying to play a custom match, just 1-on-1, you made your lobby, and when I went to the menu, you know, you always got to search the room name or whatever. It just showed me Deontay has a lobby open, and you could join it. So I just clicked on it. You didn't have to send me an invite or anything like that.
Yeah.
So getting rid of those barriers is number one. It automatically makes it better than 90% of other fighting games because play Power Rangers, play Guilty Gear, all that stuff is super complicated and annoying. Don't even get started on Smash.
Yeah.
And then like the single player portion.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was like,
No, you
even
go
when
ahead.
you want to fight anybody you've been fighting on a casual match, you want to switch a different character, you can literally go down to an option where it says rematch, quit, or create a room. So I can create a room and then go in there with my favorite character or the character that I want to really fight with, and show you my true skills versus me playing with somebody that's might be whack. So it's just like those small, you know, those changes that really help. But go ahead with your point.
Yeah. Oh, just a little bit on the online. I haven't played as many matches as you, but so far the matchmaking has been really quick, like less than a minute. Get you in a match with somebody. And then the match itself is pretty good, stable. Didn't feel like any lag or anything like that. And the single player portion, like you said, just brings it all together because you get a chance to explore the world. It's kind of like a weird and like goofy world, but like you can run around, punch civilians and start fights, and you get cool hats and outfits from it.
Yeah.
And then what I did like is to actually meet the main Street Fighter characters because they're all different and unique. And if you like their playstyle, it's nice to like get that personality from them because you like their, like, for example, Zangief. Like, I don't play Zangief, but like his playstyle is interesting, and you meet him and like you like learn why he is like that and stuff like that. So anyways, the single player is just brings it all together because the core fighting is really good, but at a certain point that might not be enough for some people, and so I just like having this world to explore. And it's just pretty fun. Like, I like the mini games, and yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it's like the whole party mode or the battle mode where it's like extreme battles, like all that type of stuff just kind of tells me that they were really invested in making sure you had a fun time and no barriers were there. And the biggest thing that changed to me and really makes it a great game to pick up is the modern controls. The modern controls allows for beginners to really focus on the things that make Street Fighter fun, the reads, the combos, the you know the attack for attack, the trying to get an opening, understanding how to get an opening, not just spamming buttons. Like I feel like modern controls allows the people that have the inability to really truly have the time to learn the controls completely to get on that level and try to fight in a way that isn't so spammy and like you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's going to allow that person with modern controls to begin to truly understand how to adapt to your inadequacy because it's just you're doing the same thing. You're not really truly fighting, and you're not having a like if you're constantly coming in for a jump push or a jump heavy, like that's super punishable. It was just the implementation of how to punish it that was the problem. But once you actually have a modern stance, you kind of already are there. You it's not as difficult, and it kind of allows you to get that sense of quickness and reaction time down pat to really truly break through and get to that next level. So,
And it makes characters like Ryu not so oppressive because like their play styles, they're gonna sit back and keep throwing fireballs at you, and then when you jump in, they gonna uppercut you, and it's like
yeah,
before, like if you're gonna fight those fireballs, you either gotta keep blocking, and he's gonna keep throwing fireballs all day, or you gotta use your fireballs to stall him out. And it's like I can't keep doing the input to throw my fireball every 2 seconds for into the match over. Whereas modern controls, you ain't got to worry about that. You press the button, throw out a fireball. So it makes that real player, now I have to do something else. Maybe I will go closer to them, and that kind of like evens it out a bit. Plus, you got the parry and other stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely it's been systematically built from the ground up to not only support modern controls but let you thrive within them too. Like a lot of the system, the drive impact, the parry, are things that allow a modern control player to not only get in, but also provide different options for you to take on your opponent. So, I value the whole different thing. I mean, I truly was on the fence and I wasn't going to use them because I was like, I'm kind of comfortable with one character, but this allows me to not only play with that one character, but play with everyone. Like, I don't want to feel stuck on playing one. And everybody says, oh, it's easy. You can just play with them constantly and get better with their control inputs. But trust me, it is not as easy as one may think, especially when you're so familiar with a character when it starts to change and how those combos and how to keep those combos going. So it allows me to try different people. It allows me to really understand their reads. It allows me to get comfortable fighting against them. And it allows me to kind of get that one up on the enemies that may be using classic. So for in all intents and purposes, modern controls changed the way, I play Street Fighter. So that's a huge impact. That is a change. And what I really value about it is that you can really be a top tier player with modern controls, just because it's so. Not only is it simplified, but it still has those unique characteristics of what you could do with others, with the classic controls. And they may take away a few things, but some worse than others. But at the end of the day, you still have tactics to get in close and win fights. So that's what I enjoy. So, with all that being said, what is your review score? 10 out of a 10. So, 1 out of 10 scale, what would you consider Street Fighter to sit at?
I don't know. Like, obviously, big portion of that is going to be the online experience. I think so far it's been good. I would give it like a solid 8 or a 9. Just based on the overall package. I would definitely recommend it though. So like anybody who's interested or like you played Street Fighter before and don't know if you're gonna buy it, I would say it's definitely enough to buy it and play it. I don't know if everybody's gonna become a pro at the game, but it gives you at least enough to feel good about playing a game where you can feel like I'm good at this game and I like playing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's my biggest recommendation for it.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'm gonna stick with the scale. I'm gonna have to go with a 9 out of 10. Simply, it could easily be a 10 out of 10 for a lot of people, but it's a 9 for me. And the only thing that I would critique I don't really want to call it like I don't even know. The biggest the thing that I always think about when I am logging in and I'm playing matches and things like that It's, the servers, and I don't really want to give them a criticism for servers, because the servers have been decent. They haven't been perfect, but they have been pretty decent. Lag and things like that have been decent. The amount of customization within the type of your settings and things like that, because we're playing on PC, is great, and I really don't have a true issue with it. The graphics look really good. It looks like a next gen leap. It runs well. Yeah, I mean, I can easily give this a 10 out of 10. So I think I'm gonna switch to 10 out of 10.
Switch to 10. Yeah, for me, the online could get worse because we all experienced multiverses where it was great for the first weeks and then it became trash and unplayable. Things can always change, but so far so good. My biggest issue is, I would say, I think the UI overall is not good, but you learn how to deal with it. But it could have been streamlined to be like better, but still pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for the podcast this week. Anything you want to add to Street Fighter, Jalen? I know you ain't playing it. I know you have no interest, but anything you want to add?
Man, come practice your Ryu combos. I know you've been playing Smash.
I know.
I ain't trying to start playing a video game.
You know how to do a Tatsumaki Senpuket.
I'm trying to sweat. I ain't finna mess my fingers up because that little bit of Guilty Gear stressed me out.
It's much simpler than Guilty Gear, and your arms should not get tired, especially if you use monitor controls. It feels more like Smash.
All you gotta do is press the button and you do your Hadouken. You ain't gotta do the motion.
The motion no more. You press one button, and it works. So, and it's very quick. So, a lot of the feeling of putting in inputs is gone. Like, you would put one direction and just press the button, versus like in Smash, versus in those games you have to get the inputs down correctly before you could do your moves. So it simplified a lot of that. So you probably won't be sweating. Josh probably was just too intense. Whatever
Smash me, I sweat out of shirts.
No,
when I play
Smash does too, because you're basically that's all you're doing now. You're reading the opponent and trying to react. So, I mean, I find it to be fun, but I get it too that it's just another thing to play. So, but yeah,
maybe I should try it. I don't know.
Maybe one day we'll see him on there, but. I'm for sure finna try to get some more people on there to play, because it is quite fun, and it is it's competitive in that sense too. Like I said, I'm competitive anyway, regardless of what it is. But like I said, I've enjoyed Street Fighter for so long, it's ridiculous. So I'll be playing it. I'll be on it, and like for this one at least, because it's on all platforms. And it's not just on the PlayStation and PC. This one will succeed, and people will continue to play it. And I'm not going to have to fight dogs for the rest of my days. Because
didn't they have a million copies sold?
1 million players was on there not too recently. Yeah, I think they had quite a bit of. I forget what the number was, but I know they had 1 million players.
Day one, I think they had 1 million. Players or 1 million copies sold, which is good, because I think Guilty Gear Strive, which was really successful, but that only did like 250,000.
Yeah, it says after attracting 1 million players, Street Fighter 6's sales have now passed a milestone. It has reached a milestone quicker than Street Fighter 5, although that game did launch on fewer platforms overall. But it has. Yeah, I think as previously stated, they are now over. Street Fighter series sales are now over 50 million. So the whole thing is. Yeah, but overall, man, this is probably definitely one of the best Street Fighters I've played. So I can give it the recommendation. And on PC, you can get it for a little discount if you know the right places. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool, people. It's cool. But I would have paid full price for it anyway. So.
Man, y'all be playing that game having fun, man. I might care about getting it. I gotta say.
Yeah, it is fun. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You might not play it as much as you want, but like I said, I for sure can play that game because we don't play a multiplayer game right now. It is quick fights. I can get in 10 fights in under 30 minutes, and I can get off. So I can continuously play it daily as my multiplayer game, and I'm actually enjoying it, and I can actually play with different characters and learn it. So I'm definitely going to put some time into it. I already put in that 30 hours already, and that flew by because, again, I was just having fun. So I can play it on my deck because it runs well on the deck. So I'm definitely going to be playing this game. It's just a matter of who else. So that's pretty much all that is to it. But all right, guys, thanks for listening. Don't want it to be a long one, so I'm gonna cut it off at that. Any last words for the people before y'all go?
No, just take a break from those matches on Street Fighter, so you don't be tilted the rest of the day.
Sunday Xbox Showcase. Anybody watching it on prime time? Jalen, you watching it? We gonna watch party?
Yeah, bro. I'm ready for my more stuff in my Game Pass.
Oh my god. Nah, man.
Yeah, I got my $70 ready for Starfield. What about you?
Oh, thank you, man. I got Game Pass. Game Pass. You know the thing now is that Xbox players don't buy games. They was trying to say, they were saying that about Street Fighter. They said 80% of the games, like in UK, I think it was physical only though, that 80% of the Street Fighter was 80% of sales were on PS5, while like 17% was on Xbox, and then the rest was on PS4. So. I was like, oh well, that's pretty bad. But we play games. I mean, I got both, but we play games. I don't know what they talking about. I buy games. I just been buying all my third parties on PlayStation since they've been running better, and they give you better storage options. But the Western Digital one just came out, and it's $150. As once they get to 100, I'll buy it. But they giving like 2 terabytes for $113. I'm just like, bro, I can't beat that. You can't beat it. So, unfortunately, they lose that race, in my opinion. Especially if you got both. There's no point of buying on the Xbox if you're going to have to waste storage and move stuff around. When the PS5 will literally have it internal, run it the same way. I don't got to shift, and it's cheaper. So, for sure, I'm going with the PS5 in that route. The Xbox, hopefully they got some good games coming out, and I really enjoy their UI, so yeah. But all right, thanks guys for listening. We will talk to you all next week. If you got to this part, you're the real OG, and we appreciate you. But we will talk to you guys next time.
All right, I appreciate y'all.
Peace.